the idea for the Jill Dando Fund was inspired by a former patient of ours, Claire, and her mum, Katrina. It was Claire's, one of her wishes at end of life when she was staying with us in the inpatient unit to get married, and she'd always dreamed of a princess wedding. And we were able to, she didn't have an awful lot of time left, and we were able to pull things together very quickly, and with the help of some of our partner organisations and businesses, we were able to help coordinate a wedding for her, which was a really fantastic day, and I think meant an awful lot to Claire and her partner and their family.
At first I thought it wouldn't be possible because it had to be done really quickly. I had a lot of support from the nurses and the Dr. Helen, and they said we can do it. And then it was obviously financial. We were able to get the money together, and then I think it was about a week in, I thought we can do this, and it just all came together. Everybody helped.
Well, Jill Dando was our 30th anniversary year. We're also remembering a very special late 20th anniversary of her untimely death. And as we reflect back and we think about Jill and her legacy as our only patron, and as we think about the type of person that she was, and then we also think about this fund and what we want this fund to do, it just seems like the perfect marriage to be able to honour Jill's memory by naming the fund in her memory, with the blessing of her brother Nigel.
Hospicecare, I went the first sort of 10 years of
Yeah, I mean, Jill had always been interested in the work of the hospice, and I think sort of supported it and promoted it in any way she could. And of course, she was, having been born in Weston-super-Mare, she realised the work that it was doing. And then her sort of career really took off when she left Weston, and of course she ended up as a real sort of poster girl, if you like, for the BBC TV on the news, and doing various documentary programmes. But she retained a love of Weston and all things Weston, and particularly the hospice. And when the invitation came to ask if she'd like to be patron of the organisation, she readily agreed and continued in that role to promote it and support it in any way she could. Well, I think on two fronts she'd be delighted, to an extent because it carries her name, and because, as I say, she obviously supported anything that the hospice did. But also because of what this particular fund does for the hospice. And I think Jill would have been delighted to have been involved in it in any way she could have been.
All she's ever wanted since she was a little girl was to have a princess wedding.
Right.
And she had it, thanks to everyone.
What we're always trying to do is we're not about death and dying, we're about life. And we're about to really trying to maximise the quality of life for as long as a patient has, to make every day special. So our nurses are just amazing at getting to know our patients really well, listening, really getting to the person, not just a patient, but really understanding the person and understanding what's important to them at end of life. And many of us do have dreams, aspirations that we always thought we'd get to, and we don't. We put it off. So when people do reach the end of their life through an illness, to be able to uncover some of those dreams, those aspirations, and then to do what we can to bring those to fruition, to make them happen, that's us going the extra mile. It's us really trying to make every day as special as we possibly can. So I see that not as the cherry on the top of the cake. I see that as something that's part of our care, part of what we should try and do for our patients whenever we can.
This is a fund that's been set up to meet the needs, perhaps the unseen needs of people and families who are relying on hospice care for the work that hospice care does. And I think it's just a brilliant idea, and I hope that well-wishers both from Weston and from further afield will look at the work that it's doing. Like the bulk of the core work here at the hospice, it relies on public donations, and I hope that people will get behind this fund as well and support it and the work that it does.